What if the most effective tool for a firmer, more defined jawline after 60 wasn't in a jar or at a clinic? In the next 60 minutes, we'll reveal the science behind how a simple 1 minute change to how you eat can activate the forgotten muscles in your face. But a natural lift is just the beginning. This single habit also unlocks surprising benefits for your brain, your energy, and your digestion. Stay with us to learn the protocol. We are diving deep into an action we perform thousands of times a day. It is an act so fundamental that we rarely give it conscious thought. Chewing well is not just about digesting food. It is about maintaining vitality, cognitive sharpness, and physical structure as we move past the age of 55. In our fast-paced culture, mindful eating has become a relic of the past. We rush, we swallow, and we move on. This speed, however, comes at a cost, particularly for the savvy senior looking to maintain health and confidence. For women over 55, the consequences of poor chewing are not just digestive. They impact structural integrity, hormonal balance, and long-term memory. Over this hour, we dedicate ourselves to reclaiming this powerful practice. We will move through the scientific evidence, the practical steps, and the surprising rewards. Consider this your definitive guide to turning every meal into a proactive health measure. We start where the most striking visual benefit lies, your face. We promised a natural lift, and this is where the mechanics become fascinating. As we age, muscle mass diminishes, a process known as sarcopenia. This thinning affects the muscles everywhere, including those supporting the contours of your face. Why should we treat the muscles in our face differently than those in our legs or arms? The answer is simple: we shouldn't. The primary muscle we target is the masseter. Locate it now. Place your fingers on the side of your jaw near the hinge. Clench your teeth lightly. Feel that powerful bulge? That is the masseter, the main engine of mastication. If you consistently choose soft, easy-to-eat foods, the masseter and the supporting temporalis muscles become lazy. They lose their definition, much like a sedentary person loses muscle tone. Imagine chewing a soft scrambled egg versus a crisp apple. The effort is vastly different. The modern diet, often favoring highly processed and tender foods, requires surprisingly little resistance work from these facial structures. This lack of resistance contributes to the gradual softening of the lower face and jawline over time. But here is the powerful realization. Chewing is the easiest form of resistance training for the masseter. When you chew slowly and deliberately, especially fibrous vegetables or resilient proteins, you are actively engaging and strengthening these deep facial muscles. You are providing the consistent challenge they need to maintain structure. What does consistent muscle tone provide? It creates better underlying support for the skin. It helps maintain the firmness that defines the jawline and neck area. This is not about building massive bulk, it is about maintaining the muscle supporting role. But how quickly can this habit make a difference? The immediate change is awareness. The long-term difference comes from consistency. This simple, minute-long habit, the time you spent consciously breaking down a single bite, repeated 3 times a day, acts as an ongoing fitness routine. It is completely natural and requires zero extra equipment. You only need your food and your focus. Think of the cumulative effect. If you chew 20 times per bite for 20 bites at a meal, that is 400 chews. 3 meals a day equals 1,200 intentional acts of facial fitness. This dedicated repetition strengthens muscle resilience. This proactive maintenance can significantly slow the structural weakening that contributes to jowls and soft contours. To begin this practice today, simply observe. Focus on the sensation of your muscles working as you eat. If you typically rush, you might notice fatigue in the jaw area during your first attempts. This fatigue is a good sign. It confirms that the underutilized muscles are finally being activated. We are asking you to recognize your food as the perfect resistance tool for natural structural support. We must remember that this commitment is for long-term improvement, not instant results. We are aiming for the cumulative effect over months, resulting in sustained tone. Now, there is another subtle yet vital structural benefit that happens beneath the gums. Proper, strong chewing stimulates the bone itself. Bone tissue, like muscle, remodels and strengthens under appropriate stress. When you use your jaw forcefully and evenly, the mechanical stress signals to the jawbone to maintain its density. This is crucial for seniors, particularly for maintaining oral health and supporting teeth. Inadequate chewing contributes to disuse atrophy of the jawbone. Strong, balanced chewing supports better bone density, which provides an essential foundation for the entire lower third of your face. It is an inside-out approach to anti-aging. To harness this structural benefit, balance is paramount. Do you chew predominantly on one side? Many of us favor one side instinctively. This can lead to uneven wear and unbalanced muscle tone. Consciously distribute your food across both sides of your mouth. Aim for an even, deliberate rhythm. This intentional practice ensures bilateral symmetry in muscle conditioning. If you are finding this information helpful and empowering, take a moment to hit the like button. Liking helps more people discover these evidence-based strategies and ensures this vital health information reaches the savvy women who need it most. We transition now from structural support to the power center, the brain. Most people associate chewing with digestion, but its most profound immediate impact is neurological. Did you know that every time you chew, you are actively increasing the flow of oxygen and nutrients to your mind? This effect is known as the cephalic reflex. When the mechanical action of chewing begins, your body anticipates the intense digestive effort to come. It preemptively sends signals to dilate the arteries leading to the head. This results in a temporary but significant increase in cerebral blood flow. Think of chewing as a natural brain warm-up. This increase in blood flow delivers more glucose and oxygen directly to brain tissue. Studies have strongly linked robust chewing ability to better function in key cognitive areas. Specifically, the hippocampus, the area responsible for forming and retrieving memories, benefits significantly. We all want to safeguard our memory as we age. This simple, repetitive act offers a daily, effortless path to support that goal. Why is this repetitive, simple movement so effective? It's not just the blood flow, it's the sensory feedback loop. Your mouth is packed with sensory nerves. The mechanical breakdown of varied textures sends a complex, rich stream of information back to the brain. This constant, intricate feedback keeps those neural pathways active and engaged. If you are consuming only soft, homogeneous foods quickly, the signal is weak and the brain receives a lazy message. By intentionally chewing resilient, textured foods, you flood the brain with robust sensory input. This process stimulates the prefrontal cortex, which governs decision-making, planning, and focus. This mindful engagement transforms a meal into a focused mental exercise. It helps combat the cognitive laziness that can creep in when we rush through life's fundamentals. This neurological stimulation becomes a proactive defense against cognitive decline. Research suggests that maintaining strong masticatory function throughout life is associated with better long-term cognitive scores. It is not a cure, but it is an accessible, powerful tool for resilience. But perhaps the most immediate cognitive benefit is stress regulation. Does it surprise you that the simple act of chewing can calm your nervous system? The motion itself is rhythmic and grounding. Rhythmic activities, whether chewing, walking, or gentle swaying, interrupt the stress cycle. They activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. When you are stressed, you tend to eat quickly, often swallowing without noticing flavor or texture. This keeps the body in fight or flight mode. By forcing yourself to slow down and focus on the consistent rhythm of the 22 protocol, you introduce a soothing pattern. You create a moment of stillness during your meal, pulling your awareness into the present moment. This subtle but critical stress reduction is profoundly protective for long-term brain health, as chronic stress is highly damaging to memory centers. To maximize this brain benefit, remember the rule: no distraction. Turn off the news, silence your phone. Dedicate the 20 minutes of your meal entirely to the process of tasting and chewing. This is not just eating, it is neurological self-care. It transforms food preparation and consumption into a mindful, restorative practice. We now move into the body's engine room, the digestive system. Bloating, indigestion, and acid reflux are often considered normal parts of aging, but they are frequently symptoms of a system struggling under an unnecessary burden. The root of this struggle lies in the mouth. Digestion is a sequential process. If the first step is flawed, every subsequent step becomes strained. When you rush your meal, large pieces of food overwhelm the stomach. The stomach is designed to sterilize and churn, but it relies on the mouth for initial breakdown. The mechanical benefit is obvious. Small pieces are easier to process. But the chemical benefit is even more critical. Chewing activates the salivary glands. Saliva is a powerful, complex fluid containing key digestive enzymes, primarily amylase. Amylase starts breaking down complex carbohydrates immediately in the mouth. This is the first essential chemical step. When food is not saturated with saliva and amylase, that work falls entirely onto the pancreas and the small intestine. This forced overtime causes two problems. First, it can lead to fermentation in the gut as improperly digested food reaches the colon. This fermentation is a primary source of gas and uncomfortable bloating. Second, it taxes your body's finite supply of digestive enzymes. As we age, enzyme production naturally slows. Why exhaust a limited resource prematurely? Proper chewing alleviates this strain. By performing the initial mechanical and chemical breakdown, you are acting as a meticulous preparatory phase for the rest of your system. This reduces the total digestive time needed. It allows the stomach to efficiently release its contents into the small intestine, preventing that heavy, sluggish feeling after a meal. This gentle, smooth transition is key to a comfortable, happy gut. This leads us to a crucial element: nutrient absorption. You may be diligently taking supplements or sourcing expensive, healthy ingredients, but if you are swallowing large, inadequately processed pieces of food, you are literally throwing away their benefits. If a piece of vegetable fiber, for instance, is not thoroughly broken down, the nutrients encased within its cell walls cannot be released. They pass through the digestive tract largely intact. Your body misses out on vital minerals like iron, calcium, and magnesium, which are essential for bone density, energy, and hormonal regulation after 60. Chewing well ensures high bioavailability of nutrients. It maximizes the surface area of the food exposed to digestive acids and enzymes. You are essentially guaranteeing that your body can extract every possible molecule of goodness from the food you consume. You are improving your immune system, boosting your energy reserves, and supporting your cellular health, all through a commitment to the 22 rule. This simple habit ensures that your healthy diet actually translates into optimal health. And what about those persistent weight management challenges that many women over 60 face? The body signals seem to change, making it difficult to feel satisfied without overeating. Again, the key is the speed of chewing, which governs the speed of your satiety hormones. We have a delicate hormonal ecosystem governing hunger. Ghrelin signals hunger. Leptin signals fullness. The brain requires approximately 20 minutes to register the rising level of leptin and process the message, "I am satisfied." When we rush meals, consuming a large quantity in under 10 minutes, we override this crucial communication. We finish the meal still feeling hungry and often overeat because the full signal hasn't arrived yet. Then, 10 minutes later, we feel painfully stuffed and sluggish. Thorough chewing forces a natural, necessary pause. It naturally extends the duration of your meal to the critical 20-minute window. This gives leptin the time to arrive at the brain and convey the message of satisfaction. You learn to stop eating when you are satisfied and nourished, not when your stomach is physically stretched. This is not dieting, it is hormonal recalibration. It is about trusting your body's innate wisdom, which can only communicate when you slow down enough to listen. Slowing down also increases the overall enjoyment of the meal. When food is thoroughly mixed with saliva, the flavor compounds are released more effectively, making the experience more robust and pleasurable. This deep sensory satisfaction also contributes to the feeling of satiety. The brain registers a higher level of enjoyment and fulfillment, further reducing the urge to graze or seek further calories shortly after the meal. This linkage between pleasure and metabolic balance is profound. Now we move into the implementation phase. We transform this knowledge into the actionable chewing protocol. This is a system designed for immediate integration into your life. The chewing protocol is a free, gentle, and profoundly effective practice tailored perfectly for maintaining vitality after 60. You do not need expensive retreats or complex supplements. You only need intentionality at your next meal. If this guide has transformed your understanding of this simple habit, please take a moment to hit the like button. Subscribing and hitting the notification bell ensures you receive immediate access to our future evidence-based health guides designed specifically for elevating the confidence and joy of savvy seniors. Your opportunity is approaching. Your next meal is not a chore to be rushed through. It is a powerful appointment with your health. It is your next chance to lift your jawline, sharpen your mind, and honor your digestive system. Commit to the 20-chew rule. Put down your fork, breathe, and begin. The commitment to chew well is the commitment to live well. Thank you for choosing to spend this hour building a healthier future with us.